What's up, y'all? I'm back out here on the range on a nice sunny morning. Should be a fantastic day to get some testing done out here. Temperatures are only supposed to top out just barely above 70 by the time I leave here. Super low humidity, so I'm gonna make the most of it out here. I've got a few interesting tests planned for today, and we're gonna start things out with a little bit of spicy 9mm. So we got the jelly contraption set up, ready to roll with a couple of chronos and 2 fresh blocks of gel. First test of the day here, so you get that really nice clear picture of what's going on. Got my heavy clothing barrier up front, of course, with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we got for this one is some more of that good old buffalo bore. We've got their 9mm 115 grain plus P plus round. Now they're saying 1400 feet per second. That would give us 500 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. I think that was out of 4.5-inch barrel. Y'all know he actually gives velocities out of several different real world barrels, so you can look on the site and check that out. But I want to say it was around 4.5. Here's a look at your cartridge, brass case. I believe this is an XTP projectile. Now don't quote me on that. I think it is. It could be a nozzler, but I'm pretty sure it's an XTP. Now most of y'all probably know I actually EDC 10mm and have been for quite a while now. If I were going back to carrying 9, it would be something like this. I prefer a 124 plus P plus, but it would definitely be a plus P plus 9mm. Everybody always asks me what I would carry in 9mm or what I do carry in 9mm. It would be definitely 124 grain plus P plus. A lot of people like 115, so this is another excellent option. If I were carrying 115, it would be this. It would actually probably be the 9BPLE, just because I can get that at a great deal. A lot of people can't get that though, so this is kind of the civilian version, you could say, of the 9BPLE. Now I did look back and take some notes about that 9BPLE, and as a matter of fact, I used my titanium here, another nice titanium pin they sent me. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second, but I wanted to mention that. Now the velocities out of that MC9 with the BPLE was like 1240 something, right at 1250, and just a little over 1300 with the G17. So I'm guessing we're going to at least meet that and probably exceed that here. So I'm using the same things to test here. We've got the Canik Mete MC9 with the 3.1-inch barrel, and then I've got the Glock 17 here with the 4.5-inch. I think this stuff right here is pretty much guaranteed to give us some good performance, but let's get it all set up and see what it does. All right, let's get us some numbers on this stuff. I'm gonna do a 5-round average starting with the MC9 first. You will see multiple readings out of this radar. Your large numbers right here at the muzzle, and then there's 5 across the bottom. The first one there is set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet, and then the others are set for 10, 15, 25, and 50 yards. Now memory's saying 1400, that's out of a longer barrel, of course. I definitely want to see about 1250 on this, because that would give me right at the 400 foot-pounds that I kind of set for myself as a 9mm minimum. But let's see what happens here. Guess we better chamber one of them. 1325, definitely like to see that. 1334, 1328, 1338. Ooh, that's 75 to end it out. And 1311, very nice consistency right there and very nice velocity. Let's check out the average. All right, y'all, I knew I picked a good one to start the day out here. We had a 5-round average of 1327 feet per second, so above and beyond the 9BPLE, which is some good stuff. Extreme spread was 27 with a 10.3 standard deviation, so nice consistency on it, and again, very nice velocity and energy for a 3.1-inch barrel. Let's reset it and see what the G17 does. All right, let's turn it up with this 4.5-inch barrel here. 1400 is what they saying. I'm guessing we'll probably hit that 1400. We might fall a little short, but it's gonna be dangerously close. Sounds nice, I can tell you that. 1416, 1402, 1406, 1407, and 1422. So once again, above and beyond what was claimed, and some fantastic velocity. Let's check out this average. All right, this is definitely some more good stuff from Buffalo Bore. No surprise, I'm sure. We had a 5-round average that time of 1411 feet per second. Every single one of the rounds met or exceeded the 1400 claim. Extreme spread of 19 with an 8.0 standard deviation. Fantastic consistency again. Excellent loading of this stuff. I mean, they absolutely absolutely know what they're doing up there at Buffalo Bore. 1411 here, and if you remember on the MC9, it was 1327, so you talking about 84 feet per second difference right there. That's a fairly significant difference, I think, anyway. It would definitely make the difference between good performance and bad in a lot of rounds out here. In this case right here, I don't think there's any doubt we're gonna see some good stuff from both of these barrel lengths, but let's get it all set up. Y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's These Buffaloes Have Wings jelly time. I'm gonna put one through each barrel length into the gel, starting with this MC9 first. I think it's a pretty safe bet we're gonna see some good stuff from both of these. We may see a decent little amount of fragmentation just because of how fast these things are moving, but maybe they'll hold together pretty good for us. I think I might have came out the side. Let me go check it out. Yep, that one came out the side. It decided to swerve on me. Let me move it over a little more. I'm trying to be stingy first thing in the morning here, but need to be. Let's see what happens. All right, that's more like it. I tried to put it a little bit up above. Hopefully we can see that good enough. Let's go check it out. All right, much better on that one. I should have put it there to begin with. Let's do this G17. That looks fantastic. No surprise at all. Let's see what this one does. That right there was rolling too as far as velocity. That was over 1300 out of that MC9. So that was a hot one right there. Let's see what this does. I think that's low enough where we can see it. Let's go up here and see what we got. All right, let's check out what we got down here, y'all. Very nice performance from all three of these. They're a little cozy here, but they're all separated. I think you can get a pretty good look at all of them. They look pretty much identical. All three of these rounds, which I've mentioned a bunch of times in the past, I really, really like because you know what you're gonna get here no matter what the barrel length. We're gonna go through these here, but I can tell you right now, long story short, this is absolutely a perfect 9mm round. But first, really quick, if you're wondering what this nice looking pointing stick I'm using is, this is another one of these very nice titanium EDC pins sent to me by Titaner. Really, really nice new model they've come out with. Full titanium body other than the tip on this one. This one's actually got a steel tip, so you know, you could think of different purposes for this. Y'all probably remember this last one. This is the Barrel X they sent me. Now, first, let me say, I guess I should say first, I don't have any affiliation with this company. I don't get any kind of kickbacks. I don't get anything for y'all getting anything from them. I don't have links or any of that jazz. They simply sent me an email, wanted to know if I would check these out for them. Didn't tell me to put them in videos or anything. I just thought I'd let y'all check them out. I know some people don't care anything about an ink pen, but these are some very, very nice pens. This one, again, I really like this one. This one had the spinner. Some people may not care for stuff like that though, so they've come out with this new model. Again, full titanium, the whole entire body. It's got that nice bolt action on it, the bolt action to get the pin body out there. G2 style refills you can use in it, so you can use even this Fisher Space Pen refills, and that's what I have in this one. So basically a all-purpose use anywhere type of EDC pen. Very nice. Again, you could think of plenty purposes for smashing, protection, or whatever for that steel tip. It also has another little surprise back here. You can see this one has a stainless steel spike on the end here, so you can think of all kinds of purposes again for that right there. Opening packages, scribing different things, marking trails out in woods of stuff you can't write on, or anything you can't write on. Very, very nice use right there. That's for people who, you know, may not care nothing about the spinner, fidgety spinner kind of thing. So really, really nice. This one's got a super nice stone wash finish on it. Feels very, very nice in the hand. So I just wanted to mention this again because, like I say, this is a new model. I'll leave a link to their Kickstarter for this one right here. They run a lot of them on Kickstarters as far as the new model. So I'll leave a link down below if y'all are interested in checking that out. Again, there's no affiliate link, no kind of kickbacks or anything. I just wanted y'all to check these things out. So back to the business at hand here. Obviously the one in the middle, that was the first one from the MC9 that came out. Went in beautifully, you can tell, expanded beautifully. Now we do have some fragmentation, no doubt about it. A bunch of little speckles of lead here, goes on through here and comes out right there. The second one from the MC9, obviously that's the one right up above there, looks nearly identical. Again, very, very nice energy transfer disruption. One quick thing to mention too, as far as this being plus P plus, the recoil on this stuff is really nothing. I mean, it's nothing. It's 115 grain 9mm, y'all. 115 grain 9mm. It don't matter if it's standard pressure, plus P plus. You're not going to have any hard time as far as recoil with 115 grain 9mm. So anyway, keeps on trucking through this first block here, all the way through this first block, pokes into this second block probably a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, and looks like you got plenty of expansion for what you got here. And then jumping down to the bottom here, bottom and kind of in the background there, that's the one through the G17. Once again, very, very nice transfer here, very nice disruption. This one right here was trucking too. It was over 1400 all the way through that first block, making some really nice disruption. Hits the end of this first block, and this one again goes about 1/2 inch to 3/4. It's exactly, I mean, it is exactly the same distance. When I say exact, I mean it is exact. And again, some really nice expansion. But let's see how far they went. The one that went out the side, that one doesn't really matter. The one up top here from the MC9, that one is at 16 3/4, which means once again, this G17 is exactly the same at 16 3/4. So fantastic. Again, virtually perfect from both of those rounds. And here's your close-up look. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get both of the important ones in the picture, but we'll start up here. You can see that's the MC9. Both of those you're seeing now, MC9. Very, very nice. But let me show you actually back here. You can see lots of little shrapnel there. So we definitely lost a little bit of material. We go back up, follow it on through. There you can see, pokes into the block. You can see, I mean, those are exactly the same, y'all. Plenty of expansion from what I can tell. And then bringing it back here, we'll look from up underneath. That's the G17. Once again, pretty much identical as far as performance. Very nice transfer of energy all the way through this block. Once again, peeks into the second block, and there you can see the projectile. This actually might give you a better look here from up above. Now, looking at it this way, the top one is going to be G17, middle is going to be the MC9, and then that's the MC9 that went out the side. But you can see, I mean, this is perfection right here, y'all. For a 9mm carry round, this, in my opinion, is absolute perfection. All right, let's try to dodge these shadows and check out these projectiles, y'all. Definitely had some fragmentation here, you can tell. This one is from the MC9, this is from the G17. You can see a difference as far as expansion, no doubt about it, especially if you look from the side. That's a really easy way to tell most of the time. You can see the space there. This one is from the G17, peeled those pedals back further, without a doubt. You can see a lot more base left on this one. That being said, though, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the expansion from either one of these. And again, I think they did an absolutely perfect job for a 9mm. But let's get some numbers on them and see what we got. As far as how much they lost, they started at 115. This one from the MC9 is at 109.2, so decent little loss right there. No surprise because you can see it. The one from the G17 is at 107.4, so a little bit more loss there. Not a tremendous amount, but I would prefer not to even lose that much. And then as far as the size, there should be a little bit of a difference right here. The one from the MC9, you got 473 and 467, so nice even expansion right there. And then this one from the G17, you got 488 and 494, so definitely a little bit, but really not any kind of difference to make much difference. So there you go, y'all, the Buffalo Bore 9mm 115 grain plus P plus. Absolutely fantastic performance from this ammo right here. There was really no doubt in my mind. That's one of the reasons I picked it as the first test of the day. I didn't want to ruin this beautiful weather out here with some old junky performance, so I knew we would get some performance to match this nice weather, and that's exactly what we got. In my opinion, like I've already said a few times, this is perfect, absolute perfect performance from 9mm ammo. The loss of material, I mean, I would prefer not to have that. That's one reason I run the 124 over this, but there's no doubt this is less recoil than the 124. So if that's a concern, the 115 would be the way to go. But either way you go, 115 or 124 plus P plus, this is some fantastic stuff from Buffalo Bore. All right, y'all, let's wrap it up right there for another fantastic 9mm round. I don't think anybody out there watching who has any kind of experience with Buffalo Bore expected anything less than what we saw right here today. Absolute perfection. Again, I know I've said it 5 or 10 times already, but this is the perfect 9mm round right here, especially if you are concerned about the recoil, because again, I mean, you might find it hard to believe, and I know, you know, I run a bunch of big heavy recoil and stuff, so I'm probably not the greatest judge of recoil, but I can tell you right now, this stuff is very mild and very, very mild, especially for the power level it delivers. I really can't think of a single time that I've tested any Buffalo Bore and been disappointed by it, other than maybe that 25 ACP, but that's 25 ACP. That ain't got nothing to do with Buffalo Bore. That's just around and just the way it is. But anything else I've tested from them has been absolutely fantastic, and that's coming from somebody with absolutely no affiliation. I don't have any affiliation with Buffalo Bore. Y'all, I don't get any discounts. I don't get any kickbacks. I don't get anything out of testing this stuff from Buffalo Bore. I just recognize and appreciate when a company delivers on what they claim, and this stuff absolutely delivers. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments. Those y'all that run 9mm, what do you think about the performance here? Do you run a standard pressure, a plus P plus? How do you feel about running plus P out of your stuff? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. A quick reminder, as always, if you're doing any kind of shopping, hit up those affiliate links I've got in the video description. Lots of really good stuff down there, and anything you pick up through those links helps the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Big thanks again to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've got a couple more really interesting tests planned for out here today, so stay on the lookout for those. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.